Solent Warrior.
Welcome back to another episode on the Solent Warrior. We're out on a glorious morning. It's a little bit breezy and it is fucking cold, I can tell you that. I don't know if you can tell how red my nose has gone, how red my hands are, look. 1st of March today, it is absolutely Baltic. It's -2 this morning, but we are giving it a go anyway. I've just been having a flick around the forts with a little lure, an exciting new lure. It's the new Skerries Pro from Sidewinder. These are coming out in the next 3 or 4 weeks. You can get a pre-order now, but they'll be hitting the shops soon. And I can tell you, they've been catching some fish and some seriously nice fish as well. They are going to be a game changer this summer. So the idea today was to shoot down towards the Needles, go around the back of the island and fish for plaice, and a very, very small chance for a turbot. But the wind is blowing easterly. Now, it was supposed to be a northerly wind today. I find the plaice fishing around the back of the island doesn't work very well on an easterly wind. So we're going to try something completely different today. We're going to shoot down to a place called Hayling Bay. Now, there should be plaice down there this time of year. They won't be big, but there'll be plaice. And it's always nice to get the first few plaice on the boat. It sort of almost marks the end of winter and the beginning of spring. So we're going to shoot down there and have a little look and see how we get on. But just being out on the boat again is, I've been out on the boat for about 3 weeks now. It's the happy place. That sun is going to be fun today. Right. So I got down to Hayling Bay. The water was like absolute chocolate. It looked like the Bristol Channel. Now, if you are a fisherman, you'll know that plaice fishing generally is shite when it's like that. So we're having a bit of a scratching day. I've come back into the Solent. So I am just off of Stokes Bay at the moment. If you're local, you know it's one of the better bays in the Solent for fishing, for scratching around for any sort of bits and bobs. We can expect maybe rays, whiting, the odd bass, pout, outside chance of a little codlin. We're just going to scratch around. So what I've put on is this little 3-hook long scratching rig. Just a 3-hook rig, as simple as it gets, and I've set it up with ragworm on it, and we're just going to have a little flick about and see what we can find. Now, it's coming towards the end of the winter now. There'll still be whiting around, but there'll be lots of small whiting, and there'll be a pain in the arse. But if we can find a semi-decent sized whiting to take home, I'll be well happy with that. I'm fishing a mark that I call 26 bank. If you're an OG of the channel, you would have seen me fish this bank a few times. We've had cod, we've had rays, we've had big congers, we've had all sorts off of there. But I'll show you the fish finder in a minute. It's lit up, so it's either whiting or pout. But it's absolutely lit up with fish down there. Until about 11 o'clock to midday, you're going to have the sun right in your chops like that. It's going to be an absolute pain in the ass, but it is what it is. We've got a northeasterly wind and a west run of tide at the moment, so it's going to sort of keep me sort of side onto the tide a little bit and right in the middle of that wind, which is absolutely fucking brilliant. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set up 3 rods like that, 3 scratching rods. I've got a shit ton of ragworm because we were going for plaice today. There is still a chance of a small plaice here. We might pick up a flounder. I fish here for sole in the winter, in the summer. And so it's got the same sort of ground as a flatfish would be on. I've never had plaice on it myself, but let's give it a go. But anyway, I'm going to set up 3 rods, all with ragworm on. and then I'm going to set up a couple of boat rods. A couple of 1220s. These are Penn Regiment. These are Boat Series Pros. And I've just got little jigging reels on it. These little jigging reels are brilliant for light boat work. I love them. But we're just going to fish a long flowing trace. If I can get this hook off. I will be changing this, because this is £100 mono, because I've been fishing for big congers with this. But you'll see the style I'm fishing. It's just a locked in lead into about 3 foot. That goes down to a swivel, and then you've got a bite trace. Again, that's about 5 foot. I'm going to change that from maybe a 2.0 hook, because at the moment we've got an 8.0 on there. 2.0 hook, and probably fit. I've got some squid with me. I've got some peeler crab. We're just going to see what it's about. That's the idea. All right, this is what's going on to the boat rod at the moment. Big old juicy peeler crab. That'll pick out cod, rays, congers. That'll pick out most things. Hopefully not dogfish. But like I said a minute ago, we're just scratching around and we're seeing what's there. So what have we got to lose? The last rod to go out. Try and stay away of that sun for you. I'm just putting a whole squid out. If you haven't seen me do it before and you don't know, all I do is stitch the hook down through the squid, back and forth. Just keeps until you get down to the head, and then I go in and out the eyes. He tries to anyway, and out the centre of the eyes like that, and then just pull that all tight, and that doesn't slip and end up masking the hook. I'll just sit lovely on the seabed while I'm casting this out. Looks like we're getting a little bit of action. Right, bit of dosey-doing, get these rods in order. A bit of action on this. That felt like it could have been a ray actually. I was a bit hasty there. But where's that sun? I don't reckon he felt the hooks. I reckon that was a ray. Which is interesting for the first drop on this little mark here. See if we can get you better. Oh, we've got you out of the sun a little bit. So that felt like a ray on the peeler crab then. I was a bit hasty. But you can quite often tell a ray bite. The rod will just have a couple of little taps, then slowly pull down. What that's doing, if you imagine the line's going down like that and your bait's there, that ray is going to be coming up onto the bait. The line bite is going to be the ray settling up on your bait. The mouth is underneath. And then once they've gobbled that up, they'll just slowly start moving off. So that's when your rod starts slowly bending over like that. Beautiful day out here today. Shame that, I mean, I knew full well, once I got down to Halen Bay, I knew full well we'd be flogging a dead horse, trying to catch plaice in that water. I mean, it's still dirty water in here, but there's lots of other species to catch here. Halen Bay is going to be whiting and plaice. There's outside chance of a bass, but it's just whiting and plaice. And we don't want a day catching little tiny whiting, it would be shit. I'm surprised that the scratching rods haven't gone off yet, because the sounder is quite lit up with fish, you know. big tide this weekend. We're on a 4.8, and it's a lot of the marks you'll really struggle to fish. So little inshore baits are good as they went out. Just cast that straight back out. You'll notice I've got one. I don't know if you did notice. I've got a little grip lead on that. Now I'm just casting it slightly up tide, and then I'm letting the tide take the line. It's almost like you're up tiding. Just letting the tide take the line, a big bow in the line, and it pulls the grip lead in. I've just had a phone call from a friend that's down the Solent a bit further. They've got into a few fish, nothing big. Might even try for a thornback in a minute. If we'll stick on this mark for an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer, maybe up to high tide, and then shoot over to a little mark that I know and fish the ebb for a thornback. Now that, if we do find one there, it'll be a big fish. We've had some seriously big. I've had them up to about 16 pound out of that. It's called. I want to tell you what it's called. It's a hole. It's a nice big hole in the middle of the Solent. Holds big thornbacks. While we're waiting for a bite, it is essential to cook up a cheese toastie on the new boat grill that we got. This thing, I'm telling you now, is an absolute game changer. Turn that down a little bit. That is an absolute game changer. Perfect. Look at this. Now, if you're a fisherman, you'll know when you're out on a freezing cold day like this. It was -2 when I was getting up this morning. Bit of warm food keeps that morale going. Stops you giving up in the horrible cold. Oh. Wow. That's a big one. We have got a fish. And it is it's possibly the smallest dogfish I've ever seen in my life. That's pretty cool though. I like that. Dogfish are shit. They are. Dogfish are shit, but little tiny miniature dogfish like that, that's mint. It's a baby shark. Well, it's not a shark. Let's not fucking start saying all that shit. It's a dogfish, but it's nice to see a little tiny one like that. Is it nice to see a little tiny one like that? Are they breeding like fucking rabbits? Try and catch up this little dogfish. It'll be a day today, I can tell you. Got a fish, man. Have we? I can't tell. Might be another shit bag. You wouldn't believe. So that was the smallest dogfish I've ever just caught. Think that was small. Look at this one. What did my mouth mushed? That's got to be out of the purse like this week. Look at him. That's the smallest dogfish in the world. Gonna be one of them days. You know what? Fishing can only get better from here. We're 1st of March today. It's still shit fishing, but it is going to get better and better every week into the summer now, and I am buzzing for it. We're going to start seeing some plaice. We're going to start seeing all the bass returning on the reefs. We've got some new lures to play with. These are the Scaries Pro. These are going to be mental for the bass. Tell you what, let me just quickly show you the secret Scaries Pro box. We've got some, so these are going to be mental for the bass. They are going to be real. We've got dawn and dusk. These are the dusk. They're the dusk. They're going to be absolutely perfect. They're going to pick up some big wrasse. Wrasse love a green eel like that. We've got hooks stuck in our hands. Little yellows like this. And then if we flip the magic box over, right, we get up to the bigger ones. So I think that's 30 gram. We've got all sorts of, them on the wrecks are going to be lethal, man. So these have just come in. They're the dawns and they're the dusks, I think. So these will be in the shops in the next sort of 3 weeks. And little baby dawns. And we've been testing them out for the last few months. These are produced by the Fish Locker and Sidewinder. So these are, Fish Locker has been getting these down to an absolute T. They've got a little rattling. You can't really hear it. I can. You won't be able to. There's a little rattle in them. Big paddle tails. But the Sidewinders before have never been very weighted. If I could show you. There you go. There's a Pearl Scaries. Now, they are good for flicking around in reefs. But these will be a game changer. I'm telling you now, these are gonna change fishing this summer. The pollock are gonna go mental for them. The wrasse are gonna go mental for them. The bass are gonna go mental for them. And you never know what else you might catch on one of these. Casting from the boat, especially in Cornwall. When there's big fish chasing all the sand eel around, these are just gonna set everyone aside. I tell you what, we're getting a bite, but I don't know if you can see the lights. You can't. The wind's picked up. We're right off the tide now. Got a fish though. Get that around. Yeah. Feels like a lovely dogfish though. Just dogfish, man. Well, it's better than nothing. Is it? Is it better than nothing, Dave? I don't know. I don't think so. At least it ain't as small as the last one. If you're not from the UK and you don't know what this is, it's a dogfish. We don't particularly like them. Oh yes. He's only done it again. He's only done it again. You wait till you see this. Oh, you can see it already. Yeah, dogfish. Everywhere. Big, fat, pregnant female. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, big, fat, pregnant female. Look how fat she is. But it's just another fucking dogfish. Alright, well, I've had a move. And we're going for it. We're going to see if we can find a fawn back, and we're going to see if we can find a place. Little collection of sandbars here. It's dirty water. I think if we do find a place, might be one or two. We're definitely not going to get numbers on a bank like this and on the anchor with the tide running like it is. But we'll give it a good go. Right. We're on Mark 2. Was that a bite? We're on Mark 2. I've come down into 22 foot of water on a couple of sandbanks. I'm holding the phone in air because the wind's picked right up. And it's not ideal. Strong easterly. It's not a forecast. I'm getting chucked around all over the place. It's lovely and sloppy. Anyway, it's only 11:30, so we're gonna fish here for a couple of hours. I bought a £1.5 of ragworm in the hope that we were going to be place fishing this morning. Now, as you can tell, if you've watched the beginning of this video, you'll know that was complete bust because of the chocolate water. But this mark we're sat on now, I have had a few places here before at anchor, so, and it does hold thornbacks. And I'm hoping, dropping a little bit shallower than what we were, we're going to try and get away from them dogfish a little bit because that was getting fucking stupid. Stupid. I am getting a bite. They followed us. Oh, is it? Might not be a dog. I don't reckon this is a dog. I reckon we found our thornback. Yeah, this ain't a dog. Right, let's see if we can lose them at the side. I knew they'd be here, you know. Right. Yes. Oh, saved the day a little bit, bros. That's the first thorny. So, thornback ray. This is a big male. They're the claspers. A little male, should I say. Thorns, absolutely caning me right now. Thorns absolutely everywhere. It's like a serration all the way down the side. Thorns all the way down the back of the tail. And all the way around its body. Sometimes there are thorns on the underside of the fish. Can you hear that crunching down? So their mouth protrudes out and they've got crushing plates. And it protrudes out like that and then sucks in like that. And they eat all sorts of shells and mussels and crabs. And they use that to crunch them up. But there he is. Let's get him back. He's sulked off a little bit. They do that sometimes. They'll just sulk off. But they'll right themselves on the way down. Now what I did off camera a minute ago was I chopped up a load of little bits of squid into little cubes. Just scattered them around. So any fish that move through that are feeding or that come across that will stick in this area because they'll find little bits and bobs here and there, and then eventually they'll find my bait. Ground baiting. Freshwater anglers will know what I'm on about, and a lot of sea fishermen do it these days as well. Let's get a little bit more bait on there, send him back out. I reckon we've just found our second target fish. Come on. Please don't be a white one. Come on. See what we're looking for. Ah, you fucker. I thought we'd be on to a winner then. That felt like it could have been a place. But that is little tiny bass. That's going to be a doggy. Oh. Right. Oh, get in the boat, get in the boat, get in the boat. Yes! Wow, what a fucking clusterfuck. So I've got like my other line, a pout, little baby pout, possibly a pork, nah, it's a pout. Whee! Either way, he's going back. But what we came for, little plaice mush. Oh, it's always nice when the plan works. That is a little plaice. You can tell it's a plaice by all the orange spots on its back. It doesn't have, with a flounder will have a ridge running off along its back. This doesn't have the ridge. But a plaice, don't know if you can see, it's got 3 or 4 nodules running from the back of its left eye 2 seconds. Hello mate, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. I'm starting to get a few pout bits now.
I got one.
Oh, mate, brilliant. Any size?
No, he's only a little baby, mate. I've had a nice thornback ray, about 4 or 5 bass, and just had a little place.
Well, it looks like this fish is better here on the run off than the way up.
Yeah, I've picked a little contour line. It's got a little bit of rough ground in front of me.
Yeah, like I said, we're getting bass pout there, which we didn't have on the way up.
Yeah, I'll get this unhooked and I'll give you a shout in a sec.
All right, mate.
Right, yes, so, nicely hooked. Couple little nodules. Can you see them just running down from the back of its eye? That'll indicate it's a place as well. Lovely little fish. He's going straight back. Well, we've had a bit of a quiet spell for the last... Sort that camera out a little bit. We've had a quiet spell for the last sort of, I don't know, maybe an hour. We just picked up a fish. About to get absolutely caned by some wash. That, boys and girls, is a little pout. Oh, here we go. Get that bag out of my mouth. That is a little pout. Very common winter species. Excellent live bait for bass if you're drifting for some big bass. Just a lot of people put the hook through the nose. I like to put the hook between 2 fins at the back there. But we're not drifting for bass, so he can go back. We're getting the last ones in. I did notice this is having a little tap. Yeah, we got a fish on there. We're not going to end on a dogfish, are we? Oh, we are. No. Better size pout. Look, you can see he's spun up. They'll feel really heavy because they'll spin in the tide as you're pulling them in. Is he going to kick off? Is he going to let me show you? There you go. Let's have a little look on this one as well. Yeah, I think we might have something on here. These were just cast up tide and just trotted back. I think another little pout on this. Only something small. Oh no, it just dropped off behind the boat. There you go. Wow. It came good eventually. I'm going to get these last 2 rods packed down and I'm going to get some dinner in me. I'm absolutely starving. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. It's completely free. It's a massive help to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one.